Welcome to Australia, a country of kangaroos, fun accents, and a big eco-friendly movement. When walking through downtown Sydney, you'll be stunned by how much green space you'll find. Almost every apartment building has plants on their balconies, along with every street corner has multiple patches of green and several trees. Not only does this make the city appear cleaner, but it also helps combat the toxins in the air in a big city.
Heavily spectated events are often associated with lots of garbage and pollution. But when Sydney hosted the Olympics in 2000, it made an effort to be an eco-friendly event and is now known as the Greenest Olympics. The land the Sydney Olympics used for the Olympic Park is one of the largest urban parklands in Australia and is also Australia's most extensive remediation project. If you look around the park, you'd never suspect that it was once an industrial wasteland. Now it's home to over 7,000 trees, including over 80 large fig trees, 100,000 shrubs, and hundreds of millions of native grasses. Hosting the Olympic Games also led to Australia's first urban water recycling system, which saves 850 million liters of drinking water per year. In the Shadow, a sculpture designed by artist Janet Lawrence, is comprised of steel wands that stick out of the water. These wands represent chemical formulas and compounds based on data used for water quality analysis. All the materials used for construction underwent life cycle analysis, which determined the environmental impact of the material over its lifetime. Building materials with less of an impact were chosen. For example, steel, which is recyclable, was used instead of PVC piping.
You'll also notice that in every city, trains are a frequent form of transportation. Cars are not as commonly used, and people prefer walking, biking, and taking the train to conserve energy. Australians also try and do their part to save energy within their own homes, with the use of solar panels and drying racks instead of drying machines. All public toilets also utilize automated hand dryers instead of paper towel products to limit the littering that occurs in and around the bathroom areas. These hand dryers are set to a timer ranging from 10 to 20 seconds to limit the amount of time the energy is being used.
In every city, park, and restaurant area we visited, there are many different recycling bins that organize the recyclable material into categories. The bins varied from very specific materials like compost, plastics, and papers to generally labeled recyclable materials. Another way Australians recycle is by using rainwater. The Gold Coast Airport bathroom and the bathroom at Hartley's Crocodile Farm have signs that explain that the water used for the sinks and toilets is recycled rainwater from basins on the roof. Australian businesses do their part to limit the use of plastics. For example, at all fast food restaurants, the cups and containers were paper products, and some stores even utilize wooden utensils that could then be recycled in specified bins in that restaurant.
A World Heritage Site is a place that has been identified by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization as being of outstanding value to humanity. The wet tropics of Queensland is one of 3 natural sites that we visited in Australia. The Great Barrier Reef and the Greater Blue Mountain area are also natural sites on the list. Being labeled a World Heritage Site brings public awareness to these important sites, which in turn encourages conservation efforts. The wet tropics, Great Barrier Reef, Greater Blue Mountains, and other natural sites will not last forever, so it is important that the money brought in from tourism goes towards preserving these landmarks. Australia does an above-average job of making sure these areas stay nice. They provide lots of signage informing park goers of the rules that help the park stay clean, such as no dogs, no littering, and no stepping off the trails.
Australia has stood out to us as a leader in the global movement toward living a greener lifestyle. When we arrived, it was evident that maintaining the natural beauty of Australia was a major focus in every entity, from small businesses to government endeavors to individual household choices. Australia should be viewed as a great example of effective ways to implement eco-friendly changes that benefit the population and the earth as a whole.